Season tickets on the 49ers 50-yard line he could swing, but otherwise, he was clueless. Didn't matter. Kelly would know the perfect gift to buy, and she'd probably wrap it, too. Brandon heard rustling and the sound of drawers opening just outside his partly open door. "Good morning, Brandon," a cheery voice called out.
"About time you got back, Kelly," he said with relief. "Come see me after you've had a chance to settle in."
"You bet. I'll just make a pot of coffee first." Brandon checked his watch. Sure enough, she was 15 minutes early. One more indication that she was an ideal employee who deserved all the perks the job offered. But he still planned to outlaw vacations from now on. It's good to be back," Kelly murmured as she powered up her computer. Hard to believe, but she'd actually missed Brandon Duke while she was gone. The sound of his deep voice gave her a little thrill she attributed to the fact that she loved her job. She stashed her tote bag and purse in the credenza behind her desk and quickly made coffee. Her hand shook as she filled the pot with water at the small kitchen kiosk across from her office, and she forced herself to relax. She really was happy to be back at the job she loved, so why was she so nervous? Okay, she'd made a few changes while on vacation, but nobody would notice, right? Nobody ever noticed anything about her except for her savvy business sense and can-do attitude, and that was just the way she wanted it. So if she happened to be wearing a dress today instead of one of her usual pantsuits, who would care? The fact that she'd never worn a dress to the office before wouldn't stand out to anyone here. Even if today's dress was a beautiful dark gray knit that buttoned up the front and clung subtly to her curves, and that was just fine and dandy. And if she'd finally changed over to contact lenses, so what? She'd been wearing the same boring eyeglasses for the past 5 years. Change was a good thing.
"Kelly,"
Brandon called from his office.
"Bring the Dream Coast file with you when you come in, will you?"
"Be right there." The familiar sound of Brandon Duke's voice made Kelly smile. He should have intimidated her from day one. At 6 feet 4 inches tall, he towered over her, and she knew for a fact that he was rock-solid muscle underneath his designer suits. She knew because she'd run into him more than once at the hotel gym and seen him in shorts and a t-shirt. A former NFL quarterback bench-pressing ridiculously heavy barbells was quite a sight. Sometimes, while watching him, she found it hard to breathe steadily, but she chalked up those moments to spending too much time on the treadmill. She chuckled at the thought of some of her girlfriends who'd told her they would kill for a chance to see the stunningly handsome Brandon Duke working out in gym shorts. Luckily for Kelly, she'd never been tempted by her boss. Yes, he was gorgeous, almost unbelievably so, but to Kelly, having a great job meant a lot more than having a brief, meaningless affair with some superstar athlete. And yes, an affair with Brandon Duke would never be anything but brief and meaningless. She'd seen firsthand the women who lined up to date him, and she'd seen them flicked off without a backward glance within a couple of weeks. It wasn't pretty, and she never wanted to find herself in that line. Not that she would qualify to stand in that line, but, "What are you thinking?" she whispered to herself. She'd never thought of her boss in those terms before, and she wouldn't start now. Shaking her head in disgust, she had to wonder if maybe she'd taken too many days off. As the coffee pot filled, Kelly took a moment to glance out the wide bay window and felt both proud and lucky to be here in this job. Who wouldn't want to work on